Okay, sorry if you guys caught that first part. So, hello to everybody that's on. Hi if you are catching the replay. Today I'm just going to talk about my job that I do because I know some of you know what I do, some of you don't. I was just talking about it a minute ago, but I noticed like there was a bunch of people that I didn't recognize jumping on, and then and my phone was acting a little weird, so I ended it to restart it, and I realized that it was on public, so all these crazy people were looking at my live. This is just meant for my friends. So yes, what I do is I work for Budweiser, which is really cool. A lot of people have a misconception that because I'm a brewer, I must drink all this beer, and other than drinking beer and whatever, a lot of people think that that it's an easy job. It's not really an easy job. It is, but it's not. So I'm trained in the brewing department, but I'm an unloader, and I also do cleaning, so it's kind of like a little bit of both. Being an unloader is like super physical, but I really enjoy it because it's kind of like free workout, which is what everybody says. If you ask anybody that's been on unloading, they're like, oh, it's hard, but free workout. So which is nice because I've actually lost a little bit of weight actually during unloading, but this week I'm on cleaning, and that sucks. Cleaning sucks because especially when I'm working AM shift. If I'm working like day shift or swing shift, that's fine, but when you're working AM, which is called graveyard, it's midnight to 8 a.m. So I actually just got off a few hours ago. That's why I look like a hot mess right now, because as soon as I got home, I was like, took off all my work clothes and, got into something comfortable until I go upstairs and relax a little more. But work is fun. Like I said, a lot of people have the misconception that I drink, when you're a brewer, you drink a lot of beer. Well, I won't say most, but there's a lot of people that work there that don't really drink. I don't drink that often. We'll have beer as a cheers celebration on certain different occasions. Like we had a beer that had the best taste test in our North American zone. So we got a bottle of it, and each of us got to try it. It was one of the highest scoring beers in the North American region, which is like a big deal. And that was last month, I think, and it was a Bud Light. So it's kind of cool. I mean, you get to see a little bit about, I've learned a lot about beer and the process and all that, which is really fun. I'm still not big on drinking, so I mean, I think it's just cool to learn. So I mean, if you guys are interested in knowing how it's processed, I can give you step by step, but it's a lot. So but as an unloader, you are the first person to be like a part of the process. So what I would do as an unloader is the big giant rail cars come in. I hook them up to a machine that pulls the grain out, so it's a vacuum system, and it goes into silos that if you've driven by Budweiser and Van Nuys, some of you don't live out here, so when you drive by, there's these giant, they're like, I want to say they're like 9 stories high, and they just hold the grain. So they have the same things like if you were to go to a farm that does like a lot of crop production, they would have the same thing. So it's cool. When you get wheat and 2-row malt, those just go into silos. If you're getting grits or rice, you actually have to make the teas, which is like, this is gonna sound horrible, teas, okay? You get them and you actually get hot water, boiling water, and you pour in the grits and the rice, obviously separate ones, and you let it sit there for 45 minutes. So basically you're cooking it, and then you have to taste it to say, does it taste right? Does it taste like grits? Does it taste like rice? I don't like the taste, but you have to do it. So it's interesting because you see a lot of different things, and there's nothing crazy that's happened other than I've had a couple busted rail cars that really sucked, good lord, broken completely. But not a big deal, right? You just go get them. So I'm a seasonal now. Hoping I can get hired on after the season, obviously. But I've worked a lot of jobs, and those that know me well know that I've worked a lot of jobs. since I was 17 years old, I've been working. My first job was with a school district, and then I got hired with Panera, which I was with Panera for 3 years. It's kind of like retail. I mean, it's not fast food, but it's not sit down, so it's the half serve, which is still like, it feels like retail, because as soon as I left there, while I was working there, I got a second job working for Big Five, which was really cool. I really liked Big Five. It's a tight knit community with Big Five. And then I left Panera, and so I was only working Big Five, and then I left Big Five, and I was working at a gas station. That was as glorious as it sounds. It's something else, okay? And you really, like, you meet a lot of characters. It is interesting. Like, I had kids steal alcohol from me. That's interesting. Like 13-year-old boys stole Four Locos. Like, yeah, you see a lot of things, especially if you're in an area that's I don't want to say poverty stricken, but it was poverty stricken. So, the area was not that good. So you see a lot of really crazy things happen. And, you know, I mean, it's interesting. It's a learning experience. It's, I want to say, kind of dangerous, but, sorry, I got a call. My mom called me. So the gas station's crazy. And then after working there, oh God, I've worked so many jobs. It's like hard to remember everything. I moved out here, and I was working for Sears, and I worked for Sears for 3 years. Retail is hard. I know a lot of you have seen my little funny videos, like situations that have happened in retail. And none of those are like, they're all serious. Like all those retail stories that I've said, like in weird videos, those have all been things that have happened to me. And there's like way more, like things you wouldn't imagine. You'd be like, what? No, it really did happen. Like all these crazy things really happened. So, I mean, like, I'll have to find those videos and repost them on my YouTube, because those are very interesting. And then of course, while I was working at Sears, I worked at Costco for a season. So that was cool. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work too. And working as seasonal is hard because you don't really know if they're going to keep you after, you know, it's kind of stressful, especially when you're wanting to move up and better yourself, you know, but it is what it is. So then back to Sears, and I worked for an eBay store for a while, and applied for a lot of jobs, and I got hired at Budweiser last year in May, I want to say. And I really honestly enjoy my work there. This is probably the first time that I've had a job where I'm like, okay, I like this. Like, people listen to you, you know, there's just, I don't know, it's just different. It's not like retail, obviously, and it's not like food industry, obviously, because this is still food industry. It's manufacturing. No, it's food. It's a food plant. There we go. Because, you know, we are still producing something that's like food, but it's not really food. It's beer. But it's really cool because you learn a lot about the company and where it came from. And one of my favorite things about the building, well, these buildings were all built like super long ago. I have pictures. I think it was the 30s. I think. I'm not 100% sure. But there's pictures through the hallways of like the floor that my locker room is on, and then the one above it, and there's pictures of the original brewers and what it looked like when they started building the plant. So what you see when you come through the valley, when you're driving by Budweiser, none of that was there. It's literally like, it was all dirt. So they were kind of like, it was kind of a big deal because they literally, like, there was nothing around. They just plopped it down and there you go. So it's been around for a long time. So the building has some really cool architecture to it. There's a lot of really neat, I don't know, there's just a lot of, it's a different, I like it. I really like my job there, and this is my second season. I worked as a weekender too in the bottle shop side. So I've worked both sides, so I've seen kind of like how what the beer comes from, so from grain all the way to bottling. So I've literally seen the whole process. I've been through all of it. It's really neat, and you know, it's different, and I like it. So, you know, I've worked so many jobs, and now I'm here, and I'm really hoping this is the last time that I have to really search for another job, because I really do enjoy it, but also it's so hard there's a lot of people that are my age, I'm 25, obviously, that are seeing the same thing. I did go to college for a while, but I couldn't really afford it, and I was, I guess, scared to take out loans and stuff like that. And my situation that I had at home was difficult, so obviously I didn't want to like put any more stress on myself, and that's fine. Like, obviously the journey is the best. Like, I don't regret anything that's ever happened. So, I mean, that's what's positive, right? The journey is totally worth it. Now, when I look back at some of the situations, like when I was working at the gas station with the crazy customers, and like Sears with the super crazy customers, I'm like, I laugh now, but in the moment it was just ridiculous. It was ridiculous. Short thing, there's one guy, literally, he yelled at me because he said that we moved the register. And I was like, in the 3 years that I've been here, this register's always been here. He's like, nope, you moved it. I came in like 2 weeks ago and it was over there. And I'm like, you high, bro? Seriously. I was just like, okay. Yeah, I mean, you can't really take anything seriously. You just kind of have to have, I've learned now, you just take everything with a grain of salt. So it's the best thing in life, okay? Like, seriously, I just laugh at everything now. I can't be serious. I just can't. So that's my job portion, obviously, Budweiser. And, you know, my journey through all the different jobs that I've had. I've learned a lot of skills, lots of skills. So, and I've also learned how to deal with people a lot better. And as you get older, I mean, obviously you learn how to talk to people and everything like that, but you have to kind of learn pretty quickly when you're working retail, because people will say the most horrible things to you, and you just gotta go, yeah. So, that's my favorite part about it. Just, you really can't take it seriously. If you say something mean to a cashier, or you try to like get them in trouble when they've literally done nothing, by the way, when you leave, we make fun of you. So that sounds really mean, but it's so true. So, and then of course my, you know, you guys know my other businesses, makeup stuff. I'm not wearing any, really, like a little bit of mascara, but when I'm at work, I'm just kind of like, whatever. But that's it, really. This was my Natalie B. Random, so didn't really have much to go off of today. Don't forget that my live, I'm doing a live on Saturday when I go to the BeautyCon. There we go. So that'll be really fun. My company is actually going to be there, so this is a big deal, because I'm really hoping that it'll be some of the, like, some of the ladies that I've seen before that do their lives. Our company does daily lives, so, which is cool. And then also Friday. Are you ready? Friday is going to be my favorite. So Friday, I'm going down to Downtown Disney, even though my pass is blacked out for Friday. But they're releasing another ride pop, which you guys know, Disney is like my thing, like, yes. So they're releasing, if you've been to Disneyland, on the Matterhorn, there's the Abominable Snowman, and they are having a pop release of it on Friday. So I'm going right when we get off of, we're going right when I get off of work. So it's really cool. It's a collectible. I have the Pirates of the Caribbean one. So, and I showed that in my live yesterday. And the Abominable Snowman, hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers, when I go on Friday, I know there's going to be a ton of people there, but I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to get one, because he's really cool looking. He literally looks just like the one from the ride, just more like cute and cartoony. So I'm going to put all of my Disney ride ones together soon. But yeah, that's it for now. If you guys have any comments, you know, boop below. Let me hear what you guys have done in your job career. If you've done something absolutely crazy, like, please let me know, because I would really like to know. I feel like I'm the only one that has these crazy stories about work. Other than retail, you know. But yeah, you know, don't forget to comment, say hello in the replay, say hello if you're watching it, you know, live now. I don't know if anybody's on right now, but and if you have any ideas of what I should talk about tomorrow, because I really don't have any ideas for tomorrow. This was kind of random. The only reason why this came up was I was thinking about, you know, I'm almost done with my season here, so but hi and bye. Maybe tomorrow I'll do something about makeup, unless you guys have another idea. If it's tomorrow, I'll do contouring. For those of you that don't know how to do that, maybe I'll do that tomorrow. So, yeah, this is day 2 of Natalie Be Random, so I will see you guys later. Bye.